From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. These two teams in that earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They run behind center with Gainwell. And some room to roam now. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Rolling to his left. His throw caught right around the 6. And the Eagles are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Gainwell is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, "Let's go, big boy. You're still our leader."
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Gonna run again here with Pollard. And this is going to be a Cowboys 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
1st down, Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Cowboys at 6-4 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Pollard going to try the right side. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's not going to get the first down. He had to get to the 30, but he's a yard or 2 short. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now Prescott on 4th down. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on 1st down. From the red zone now, Prescott. He's going to find Gallup. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves. But maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's...
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush.
Let's go now.
They are really working in sync right now.
Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with 3rd down coming up. But, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading remember the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening. But how much fun is it each and every year to know?
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. A give running right is Gainwell.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
On the jump.
And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
50 Maverick.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Sherrills to return it.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
He's got room at the 30.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
Ready, break.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts
Taking it in from 24 yards out.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, have your back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. First down, and it's Pollard again. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 43. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Touchdown, Cowboys! They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
8 yards to go on second down. Hurts.
Got a man. It's Brown.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
They go play action with Hurts.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Ready? Ready.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away.
And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. McLaughlin for the extra point. Now we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Okay, great.
Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick 6.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Throwing is Hurts.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
On 1st down, Hurts.
He's going deep for Brown. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts fumbles it.
It's picked up by the Cowboys. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Huge play for the defense. What a turn of events. They get the fumble return for a touchdown, the last play of the first half.
And how about the defense providing the score, amping up not just themselves, but the entire team as they head into the locker room.
And does that change the locker room speech at half?
There shouldn't be much of a speech necessary now. They've got things going their way.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
This is Smith with a grab. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, he's a diminutive receiver, Charles. Not a ton of size, but still able to bring that in against double coverage.
I think that's a great job by him of understanding angles, because you mentioned his size. He's not going to go over the top of someone or body someone out of the way. He's got to make sure he creates enough space for himself by getting people to the wrong spot on defense, moving them with his body, and then
looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. From the 29, Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kenneth Gainwell, his intended target, but now it'll be third down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Hurts out route, and it's complete to Ball. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
Now on 2nd and 13. Hurts. Out to the right. He gets it to Lockett. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
19 Lions. 19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll look to throw here. And it'll be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the next-gen stats can compute his time to throw down to the smallest detail, and they say that that sack occurred in 1.6 seconds. Wow.
Trying to run for it with Pollard.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He'll buy some time right. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Eagles have recovered.
So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines. Tackle him. Second guy in, tackle the ball.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Ready!
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. Back now in Arlington. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter.
On second down, Gainwell looking for space.
And he's got some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
The 71 yards rushing now for Gainwell. This a first down.
Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second in a couple.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft? Touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goedert, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Elliott good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out. Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. Well, clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Here's Pollard again. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Here's Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick coming into up 4th. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And still just down 1 score. We'll see how big of a role that missed field goal plays, because it, of course, could have pushed this to a 2-possession deficit for them.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He hits his target, Lockett. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Returning right back to Lockett. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He's back to throw. He'll drop this underneath for Gainwell. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Back to throw. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Second and goal from the 1. Back to throw. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Hey, Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know that.
And this is going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And his kick is good. From 52 yards away, he gets it to go. And the Eagles are going to win the football game.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there.